evening.
Ladies and gentlemen.
How's everybody doing today, tonight, whatever time it is, whenever you're listening, however you're listening. This is the Sex on Shuffle, just another podcast, matchup, mismatch, or match mix, whichever one you want to call it, however you want to call it.
Tickles your pickle.
Tickles your pickle. I like what you're thinking. I am JxS Hek, and as always, I am accompanied by the wonderful, the illustrious, the extravagant.
Peace, y'all. Keep going. The succulent, the brilliant, the physically abundant. Hi, y'all. My name is Cindy Lee. My pronouns are they, is she. Welcome back to the collab. I am the host of Sex on Shuffle, and we have some fabulous folks in this space. We said, you know what? We were going to talk about things that we were into in this series. I said, we're going to talk about a little bit of astrology, a little bit of the stars, a little bit of spirit, juju, whatever comes up in this space. So I said, I have to bring my folks that I chop it up with about this anyway, and then try to talk about it in a way and see if I can get a chart out of Hector today. So I'd like for y'all to introduce yourselves and your brilliance, whatever you want to share in this space. I'm going to start with Lisa, just to pick the magic, especially for my listeners. Lisa is not new to the listeners that have been here shooting in the paint. Please let them know.
I am so glad to be back. Thank you for having me. My name is Lisa, and I am from Afromajick.com. That's magic with a J, Majick.com. And I'm just excited. I don't know. Like, I love astrology. I have been into astrology since the bedside astrologer in Cosmopolitan magazine from the 80s. That was my entree into thinking about how celestial bodies affect the celestial body that we ride on all the time. So anyway, I also am a witch and a tarot reader and interpreter. I do coaching. I also am very much interested in sex and sexuality. So like my daytime sunshine hat is sexuality educator, and it's all kind of smushed together. And one thing I do want to say, February 2022 is Black Sexual History Month. Start a hashtag, talk about it, come to Afromajick on all social medias. And we're going to get into some stuff. So yeah, that's me.
Y'all didn't tell me we was doing reactions. That's cool. I'm seeing the reactions. I didn't tell me we was doing reactions. Okay, that's fine. You got to include me in that. So whatever. Okay.
Yours is welcome in this space, though.
It's fine.
I want your
reactions.
Emoji.
I see the reactions
Ad-lib.
firing away during Lisa's go. It's all right. I understand. Okay. I know we have one more guest. Let's bring them out and then we start this.
Well, hi, I'm Carolyn. Cindy Lee has a fire reaction game for anyone who doesn't know. So I'm just channeling Cindy Lee right now. I'm Carolyn. I'm the founding steward of Recovery for the Revolution, where we talk about the intersection of colonization and the impact on how we cope with living in capitalism and colonization, patriarchal, this moment. I'm also a drag performer, and I love astrology so much that I named my drag persona after my sun sign. It's Leo Amante, and I'm a Leo sun, and in the 10th house. So love astrology, hyped to be here. That's it on me.
Awesome. So for those who were not listening to our guests, we're talking about astrology tonight and maybe some spirituality, and hopefully not Reddit and Twitter, but definitely some some spirituality and some and a lot of astrology. And so I was a little intrigued when Cindy was like, hey, I got some guests. I have it. Well, she started with a guest, and then she was like, oh, you know, I got a couple people come. So I'm like, bet, like, let's go.
Yes.
And
yes.
you know, I'm always intrigued. I'm not all right. I would say it like this. Like, I'm kind of like in some instances, I believe in astrology. Like off camera, Lisa had mentioned something about Libras, and I totally get them. Their sign is very true. I've never met a Libra that wasn't like a Libra sign. Like the description, they're very like all about them. You know, the light has to be on them. Like you could be like, hey, it's my birthday. They're like, hey, I just got a raise. And they're like, they got to top your shit all the time, like no matter what. Or, you know, it's kind of selfish in a way. They're good people, but they're a little, you know, they have their moments.
In your experience.
In my experience. Gemini women scare me. Women scare me. They are they are the wild card of astrology. Like, yeah, the Gemini, if it was a race or a culture, I get it. We do have our kinks and whistles, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's good and bad, and we can be a little bipolar at times.
Tell me more about that.
Gemini women are like, oh my God.
But Gemini men and masculine folks are cool, is what you're saying?
No. I'm saying as Gemini, a whole, yeah, some, I don't think, like, I hate when they say, oh, Geminis are two-faced. And I'm like, no, that's a behavior. Like and I don't think that deals with the sign. I think we're dual-faced, meaning we have dual personalities. Yeah, totally. Because I've been known to be one way with one group of people and another way with another group of people. It's how we adapt. It's how we survive. And I don't think that that's particular to Geminis, but I think for me, that's how I've gotten on. I've definitely been able to be in different groups around different people and can adapt to my surroundings.
See, but I don't even think of that as two-facedness or duality.
No,
I think that Geminis are really good at compartmentalization, and that can either be in a healthy way or an unhealthy way. And I'm an Aquarius. A lot of people think we're the devil. A lot of people think we're dead inside and all of that.
Why?
But I always say
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know why.
We're fucking friendly and like we laugh. We want to have a good time. No, but I think what it is, we don't very often let emotions, like I'll have emotions. I'm a very emotional person. I just don't always let that emotion dictate how my day goes because I have shit to do. And I can do that. I can turn it off or press it down or whatever. And maybe that's trauma. I'm definitely not saying that it's not potentially trauma, but I have kids. Well, I had kids. They're all grown up now, whatever. But I have shit to do. I can't, if I was literally going to sit around and lament all day, nothing would get done.
You have grown children, Lisa? Wow.
I do. Wow. I just turned 50 the other day.
Wow. You do not.
Well, thank you.
Like you give Cindy a run for money right now.
Listen, I'm trying to get like Lisa with the massage.
I really, wow! Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
So, Geminis and compartmentalization. All right, I'm gonna mess that word up a lot. Compartmentalization. What does that mean? I don't get. What does that mean?
Well, like you were talking about being able to sort of fit into different places. But what I would say is that those places reflect different parts of your personality. So if you're hanging out with the basketball dudes and that crowd, that's one aspect of who you are. I think Gemini, my son is a triple Gemini. I think Geminis are beautiful and like textured, but I will agree that sometimes the feminine of center Geminis can be super intense and kind of scary. I agree with the kind of scary. And not even physically scary, but like verbally scary because they will verbally cut you and your mama and your mama's friend.
Mm.
And you know, it's that kind of energy. In a way, I would say, because this is how I think about it. So if you know, so we know, how much do we know about astrology? Like how deep do we want to like get into it? You know, like, are we going to talk about houses? Are we just going to talk about our empirical?
I'm in the back seat.
Well, I don't want to hog space either. But let me just say real quick, when I think of the signs, right? So there's 12 signs, and the signs are organized by element. So Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra are all air signs. Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces are water. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries are fire, and then Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are earth. But within each of those elements, there's more texture. So Aquarius is the water bearer, but we're an air sign. So we are the airy aspect of water, like clouds, like fog, like that sort of thing, a water spout, right? Whereas Gemini to me is fiery air. And that's why
like
Gemini,
farts,
you know,
trying to say with the farts of
well, kind of, right? So like yes, absolutely. You would think about
the hot ones.
You would think about like sulfur, but also the way that you can build a fire on dirt, right? And it'll support it. Right. And it can grow, but also keep everything around it from being destroyed sometimes. Sometimes, right? Yeah. Or more to the point, in California and in desert climates, like you need fire to feed the earth, right? To make it do the things that it does cyclically. So it's more complicated than just air, fire, etc. Right? We're textured, and I think people get caught up in the sun sign. And it's so much more complicated than that.
For sure.
Carolyn, what's your thoughts on? Well, Carolyn, what's your sign? What are your hobbies?
What are you willing to share with your sign?
What's your profile on Tinder? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But Carolyn, what's going on tonight?
Like, I definitely list astrology on my Tinder profile for sure. It's one of my interests. It's funny, Lisa and I are actually opposite signs. So in astrology, that's like, there's 12, right? Like Lisa was saying, 12 different signs. And so when they're opposite, they're like opposite on kind of the axis of the wheel of astrology. And so it's interesting when you're in talking to or in relationship with somebody who's in opposite sign. Because it's like what Lisa was saying of like, it's really interesting the way that our two signs, like our sun signs, are.
You guys aren't gonna have beef during this podcast.
No. Usually, they very often make good lovers. Like there's that chemistry of the opposite. I always have a lot of fun with Leos.
Yeah. And it's true. And there's a lot of like understanding, and there's a lot of kind of like inversion and matching. So like Lisa was talking about feelings and being like, the feelings aren't going to thwart my day. And it's like, Cindy Lee will know, like I ride the feeling, and it's like,
I surrender to you.
And that, you know, and then there are other aspects of it too. There's water in my chart and all these things. Although some talk about how, because Leo, so astrology is also interesting in that different signs rule different parts of the body. Leo rules the heart. And so there's a lot of heart-centeredness sometimes. And I'm just like, can not all my decisions be governed from here? Like,
I think Leos are sweet. I really do. No, I really do. But when y'all's heart is broken,
and it's that heartbreak, because it's like Leo. So there's more kind of astrological introductions. Like, so there are also different sign types. So Leo is a fixed sign, right? So there's fixed, which is kind of like in the middle of the season, right? So Leo is in the middle of summer. There's cardinal, which is like Cancer, Aries, Capricorn, and Libra, which are the start of a season. So, Aries, the start of spring, Cancer, the start of summer, Libra, the start of fall, Capricorn, the start of winter. And then you have mutable signs, which are more kind of like movable, going with it, going with the flow. And those at the end of the season. So you have Gemini, the end of spring. You have Virgo, the end of summer. You have Sag, the end of fall. And then you have, am I mistaken? No, Pisces, which is the end of winter. So
I have never heard that explained so beautifully. My God, that was sexy. Yeah, I like that very much.
But yeah, so like the Leo, like being in love, it's like there's such a fixed nature about it. Like we can be kind of stubborn, but it can also manifest as loyalty. It's like both and so like, and I didn't explain which ones of those were fixed. So fixed would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and then
Aquarius. Yeah.
So yeah, that heartbreak is not cute because I was loyal, and then this didn't work out. This shit didn't work out, and it's heartbreaking.
Okay. So Cindy. So
talk to me. Talk dirty.
What's going on?
You want my sign?
I know your sign. It's obvious I know your sign. But your sign is like you're like on the cusp of like Gemini. I think
it's because it depends on what too. Like I don't know if y'all fuck with Sidereal. I know I'm a Gemini in that, right? Like what folks usually tie to astrology and what we're probably gonna focus here. I'm happy to put a resource in the pod notes for that specific kind of chart, or like the Vedic, the Hindu kind of chart.
And Placidus too.
And Placidus, like, see, there's more than I know. I know I'm a Cancer, but I also know, like we were talking about, is I'm a Gemini moon. And that plays a part in my Cancerness versus some other Cancers. Because I have folks in my life that are Cancers that we do not vibe. And I'm curious always as to what's the rest of their chart looking like. Because the Cancerness, before, when I only knew about sun stuff, I'd be like, oh, okay, are you a June Cancer or a July Cancer? Because that matters. But now I'm like, I want to see the rest. Let me see the rest, because we are not vibing like I think we would. And how I think that plays a part in terms of relationships, because I love Aquarius, at least in my experience, as homies, as family. But I got a little trauma, I got a little activating hurtness off of like previous Aquariuses, to the point that I would be a little bit more mindful, right? Just off of past experience. Like I'm sure any other like red, yellow flag that shows up in folks characteristic wise, this is just an added factor when you know these multiple pieces. Because I like human design, and that's another rabbit hole that ties with natal charts and shit like that. And I want to be like, all right, what's the human design when I want to talk to people? But I will say that I am a Cancer, and I'm very much, I always tell Carolyn, I mean, I used to tell Lisa too, the little crab gif with the knife. That's my Cancer heart. That's where I'm at.
That's 100%. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love
absolutely. And you should stay the fuck away from Aquariuses as lovers. I co-sign that. I really do. And it's about shadow work too, though, because sometimes what we're consistently attracted to when we're not at a good place in our healing, right, is so maybe for you as a person with a lot of Cancer in your chart, because I happen to also know what your chart looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe with Aquarius, like that's abandonment stuff, right? Like because we're clouds. Yeah. We're like fog, and it's hard. I ain't even gonna front. Like some days I'm not gone. Yeah. Because I am.
Wow. Okay. So I should I give you the time of birth now? Should I give that to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And do you want to give it in the podcast or do you want to just tell us and cut it out? The reason why I say that is because your chart, like your time of birth, like once you start learning, at least in my experience, once you start learning about this stuff and you believe and are invested in it, like I hold it tight. Like I don't know if I tell everybody my chart stuff, like that is an intimate thing for some folks. So that's why I'm like, I have your birthday. I don't know your year because I don't know math right now, and I would need to know your time.
As long as it doesn't take time from the guests. I mean, I don't want to, I don't really care.
You could also put it in the chat.
It's not like my credit score. I mean,
it might be.
What I'm charging to my credit card,
I mean,
there's nothing on there.
But if you got witches around you or somebody that wants to do some malice aforethought type shit to you, knowing more things about you could be a thing.
But in what sense? How could that? How?
Well, so let's say, I don't know what your romantic situation is like, but let's say you have a partner and, I'm some woman that you know.
Right.
And I want to, manipulate you in some way. If I find out what your Venus is in, or, I might know chinks in your armor or weaknesses or things that,
I don't believe in that. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. I don't really believe in that. I don't think.
And you don't have to. You don't have to.
I don't really. I mean, it's just not. I don't know. I don't think. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you might be right, but I don't. I think. I don't know what to think anymore. Yeah, I don't know what to think. You know what? Should I? Shouldn't I? What do you think? What do you think?
I say yes because I want to see, because I want to know. That's it, because I want to see where is
it shakes in the armor. That's interesting. And I mean, wow. So you guys guard that stuff like your credit report.
Oh, I don't, but I'm just saying.
Why do you shake your head, Carolyn?
I mean, I do, but I also have Scorpio placements. So there is there is a part of me.
You guys are
no, that's like water. That's like water. That's a water contained. Like certain things have to be contained.
And
you know what I mean? And Scorpios,
it's there is an element of wanting to hide. Because think of Scorpions and where they hide in the burrows, and Scorpio is supposed to represent the depths of the ocean, and it's so there's a secretive nature that we like.
But I think Cancers are secretive too.
Yes.
Yeah, as fuck.
True.
So I do think it's a water sign. I think it's a water sign thing. It's almost like the exoskeleton. When you think about what's in the middle, what is inside of the crab shell, what's inside of the scorpion shell. It's goo. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's highly organized goo, brilliant goo.
Right. No.
But that's why it's got stingers and pincers, because once you penetrate the shell,
listen.
And then the about Pisces, and I'm like, all Pisces has is I don't know if y'all played Pokemon ever, but thinking about Magikarp and the Splash.
Yeah.
Splash, but they also can be poisonous.
Points for the video game reference. Points for the video game reference.
They have scales. They can survive weird temperature things fish are, fish are built for steam, but in the middle.
So that's what I appreciate that look, because I always looked at it when people would tell me the secrecy piece, I'd be like, well, we don't know shit about the ocean. So it gave me mystery, right? Mystery, depending on where the rest of your chart is how much you keep it to the chest. How much you're no, we can't let folks do this. Y'all put plastic in the water, right? And being very conscious. So the way that Hector is fart air, right? Hot air. Is Scorpio hot water, or is Pisces hot water and Scorpio's cavernous water? I'm just trying to find the Scorpio.
To me, Scorpio is about the depth.
Oh, okay.
Right. So in some deep water, like in an old granite, whatchamacallit, what are those things called? And the water goes like deep down into the core of the earth. Now it might be cold. Pools. Right. It might be cold down there, but at the bottom of the ocean, there's hot vents and shit. We don't even understand how it's alive. Yeah. Right at the bottom of the ocean. And so to me, then Cancer is the upper depths of the ocean, but also like ponds and lakes and things like that. And then Pisces is the river to me.
Okay.
I'm into it. Into it. I feel sweet.
So let's play a little game. I'm curious. Let's play a little game, and then off camera we can find the chinks in my armor because there's some witches out there that I may not want to have this. There's some witches. There's a couple. Are you sure? Like 2 or 3. Okay. I don't know. And I'd be surprised who listens sometimes. And I'd be like, "Oh, you listen? You listen to my podcast? Oh, it's interesting." No, seriously. It's like every once in a while they'd be like, "Yeah, I heard your little podcast." I'm like,
"Oh, little podcast."
Yeah, you definitely don't want to mess with that. Yeah. I wouldn't chance it. I really don't.
I just know that I'm shining. That's all it is. When you say you're little, it's really bigger. It's really
I can't.
It's really bigger than than you really expected it to be. So
it's not the size of the podcast. It's the I don't even know.
I'm a grower.
Maybe it is the size.
I'm a grower.
You're a grower, not a shower. That's fine.
Whatever.
That's fine.
But let's play a game. So I'm gonna say just a random characteristic, and you guys pick the sign that you feel, and try to pick your own sign. Don't let Lisa dominate this, because you know that she's one of the you got a website, Lisa.
OG reader. I got OG reader.
That's fine.
Okay, so you guys are ready? Let's do this. Look, I was like thinking of like this game. And kind of took it from another game, but let's do it. So, which sign to you is the most jealous? Oh, you guys are thinking, and you're.
I knew him. I know immediately.
No, just say it.
Carolyn knows.
Just come out and say it. Just come out and say it.
Carolyn knows too. No, I'm gonna let everybody. I'm gonna sit back in the cut.
So Carolyn, you go first.
In your experience, Carolyn, which
side is the most jealous?
I would say Leo.
Jealous in what way? Like you jealous like, oh, they over there think they all that, or you jealous like, oh.
It's actually interesting when I've thought about this with polyamory and Leos and like all of that. Like Leo, like we love affirmation. Like it's a cute thing. We love to give it. We love to receive it. And yeah, that jealousy can definitely like boil up. It can definitely like manifest in terms of like feeling less than or feeling like not receiving the attention that we desire. Like it's real.
Okay. What about you, Cindy? What sign in your experience?
Okay, I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to say in my experience, it would have to be between Leo and Libra. And I want to preface also by saying that jealousy isn't a bad thing, y'all. It's what you do with it. That's the more you know. Like jealousy is just it's a thing that we need to navigate through and not necessarily a bad thing because I feel like it gets stigmatized. But I'm like, not everybody's shitty in jealousy. But in my experience, the shitty ones have been Leo and Libras. And across relationships, not just lovers. Like I'm thinking about relationships. I'm thinking about possessive friends. Like top.
Yep.
I seen you at that person's house and you weren't at my house, and I'm like, what did I do? I didn't even.
Yeah.
So yes.
I second Libra. Libra. Yeah. I got sniped. My arm was in a picture. And I got a call like, where you at? It's like, what?
Oh,
where you at right now?
Wow.
I saw a posting online. I know.
That was a firm elbow.
Like,
that was a firm elbow. I ain't fucking with that.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Okay, Lisa.
I agree, Libra, but to me, it's a tie between Libra and Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why tie between Libra and Scorpio?
Well, because of the destructive nature of when it's like negatively, well, okay, not negatively, but let's say when it's unexamined and untreated in Libra and Scorpio, it can be really ugly.
Like syphilis. Definitely like
unexamined. That's where you went. You went back to nonprofit days.
Untreated syphilis is totally destructive. Untreated.
I mean,
completely. Yeah,
it causes blindness in tertiary.
Jealousy,
colonization. Shit.
Jealousy, and so Carolyn, are you jealous that Leo's just came in third in the jealousy?
No, but what I am kind of nerding out astrologically a little bit is like, so we talked about like fixed signs earlier. So 2 of the signs that were mentioned here are fixed signs, right? So it's like there's that focus, the hyper focus, the possessiveness of Leo and Scorpio, right? And it's true, Lisa. I don't know why I left Scorpio out of this because 100.
Scorpio was the first thing I thought. To me, Scorpio was the first thing I thought, just because I've seen shit. I've seen them do shit that I'm like, damn, for real though? And I've also seen, like, my great aunt, and she's dead, so she can't sue me. My great aunt wanted to sleep with my mother's boyfriend. We can unpack that in a whole other podcast. And she was a Libra. She sat outside my mother's house with a gun, just having a relationship with homie in her head. You know, I think that's, Libras like Pisces always gets accused of being the fantasy one, the one that's like, you know, lost in their own head. But Libras be like writing scripts and sequels.
Yes, they do.
And the third installment of the movie.
Yes, they do.
And they're ruled by Venus, you know, so there is that kind of dreaminess around like love and pleasure and things. And then when I think about Libra too, it's like Libra is the fallen state of the sun, and the sun is like the ego and the self. And so, you know, like when that's like in its fallen place, like there can be that if it's not tended to. Like, how do I be assured of myself? How do I retain myself in relationship and not lose myself? Like that's a big thing for Libras.
Yeah, they struggle with that.
Oh wow. Okay. Which sign is the best at love?
I kind of feel like that's unanswerable.
Is it?
In a way. Yeah, because who's the best at love to you? Like some people would say Pisces. I don't want a Pisces anywhere near me. And
so again, it's your opinion. You can just pick whoever you want to pick. You know, any question is subjective.
Your love.
Yeah, your love.
What has been a good love sign for you? Like for your.
Let's start with you, Cindy.
A good love sign?
You know what you have to say.
I'm trying to. Now, the answer is Taurus, but I wanted to be equitable, to be like, was there anybody else that I was like, oh, we were writing sonnets? No. And it works out because, you know, I started looking at astrology very young, stealing that thing out of the Cosmos in the summertime, or Teen Magazine. It was like a chunk that was like, what are the signs, the best matches? And I knew, because I guess I was a sucker for love ass kid, but I knew that Cancers work well with Pisces, Scorpio, and Taurus, or else that's what it started. It started to tell me that. So I low-key feel like I manifested Danisha, because Danisha, and all the challenges too, because Danisha's a Taurus, but that earth and water, I'm very water. And I feel like if I remember her chart, it's a lot of earth and air, and I'm a lot of water and air. So there's certain things that clash, but the communication and the homeness and the foundational protectiveness, they work really well here. So I'm gonna say Taurus. And I know y'all, because Taurus sometimes is a little challenging to deal with.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Oh, right, because y'all are a day apart, right? Like your wife is a day apart from Danisha.
Yeah. And look at you stirring the pot right before Valentine's Day.
Look, because everything is booked and cooked. Be clear. Like, this is cute and all, but the reservations are set. I'm all set. I did that before.
Stirring the pot. Hey,
I'm here for stirring.
Lisa,
stirring.
To you.
I need love.
Sign is best at love.
I don't have an answer for that question. I really don't.
Yeah.
You can say Gemini. That's okay. Gentle, intelligent, independent, adaptable.
Look at the background. I can't.
What is it? I can't see it.
Put like a Gemini.
Let me make it bigger.
Google image.
Oh my God.
That he must have got from Google.
I really did.
That was
like
hilarious.
Gemini.
I thought that was part of this game. I thought you were gonna like point to like the characteristics.
No, not at all.
That would have been good. Come on.
It's very accurate. It's very, very accurate. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
You don't have
Lisa,
to pick.
You don't have to pick. It's all right. You can pass.
I pass.
Okay.
Yeah, I pass.
Carolyn.
I also find this one kind of challenging, and it's like
right?
it's really challenging. Like I was gonna be like, like I can look at like my Venus, I can look at my Mars, I can look at like my rising sign, I can kind of, or my moon, and I can kind of like, and then my experience, and I can kind of look, but I can say that when it comes to relationships, I tend to really blend well with folks who like there's kind of like a little bit of a blend of like some water, maybe some earth, maybe some, I can honestly, it's like kind of like I fuck with it all, but there needs to be sort of blend, I would say, for me. Like definitely the rest of the chart can really speak to like the emotional presence, the fun, the chatter, like that's all important. And the chart is really helpful at large with that.
Awesome. Okay. So we got 2 non-committals and one committal. I get it.
I'm like committal with a possible because it's open.
Possible.
This is
okay.
It's open.
Okay. What sign do you? I think we kind of talked about.
Do you want to talk about sex?
Maybe we can.
Is there a sex sign that kind of comes up when I say in terms of word association?
Absolutely.
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 I don't want people to keep skipping. So I don't know. I mean, love.
I'll answer.
We're not gonna skip
no, so we can answer voting. We can answer smashing. But the love is like, oh my God, I don't really. Okay, I get it.
And it depends what kind of sex you're having.
Yes. The spiritual, non-touching kind, right? Anyway.
I mean, if you want to. It's a skill, y'all. You're going to have to hire people.
I'm sorry.
But yes, sex sign.
Sorry, I'm a man. I only believe in what I can touch.
Is that right?
I'm just kidding.
Like, tell me what you touching then. Tell me what you believe in.
All right. So we'll start with Lisa again. Because you passed the last time.
I did.
So Lisa.
Well,
Sexiest sign.
That's a different.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different.
So what's the question? Are we saying
the sex?
That both that smash is the best?
The best sex, yeah. The best
sex.
Sexual,
okay.
yeah. Honestly, Leo. Yeah, Leo. Scorpio runs a hot second.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Uh-oh. Carolyn. Swiping
on.
Right, Carolyn. Cindy.
For sex?
Yes. You can say Taurus.
It's gonna be Taurus. I'm gonna say Taurus for me, and I know our placements, wherever our sex placements are. I say sex placements, but like I know that they bump. Like whatever, like when I look at my co-star, for example, whatever it's not the same. I don't know from what though. So like I think my Venus is in Cancer and I don't remember. But I'm gonna say for sex, I will say Taurus. But I haven't had sex with all the zodiac. So like if this was research and I started doing a call to action, I feel like I needed a representative sample. I would need to have sex with one of each
I think
side.
we should organize that.
Okay.
Carolyn,
I agree.
Let's organize it.
Yeah. I trust the vetting process. I need a vetting process. I trust the vetters.
Definitely. And Carolyn, sexiest, no, not the sexiest. The best sex. Best sex.
So
look at Carolyn blushing.
So sweet.
I honestly, I love, and it's kind of like, I don't know if I've fucked a Taurus. I don't know if that's happened. But I kind of like the earth signs. Like I love a Virgo, I love a Capricorn. Yeah. Because they are freaky when invited to be freaky. So and like there's a lot of service element. like it's just very nice. Like it's just it's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So awesome. Virgo, Capricorn, or like that in kind of like a major placement of significance for this kind of thing tends to work for me.
Okay. It's interesting. Okay. Wow. I think that was a fun game. That was a fun game.
What's your answer?
My answer? So that was a fun game. And no, I mean,
gotcha.
I would say I don't, I think that answer is a little complicated for me because if we're going off sex, and it's like, I would definitely say Taurus is up there. Scorpio. Scorpio is like the unicorn for me because it's like I dated Scorpios and they, it just ended. It ended. Those were like the how do I say? Those are ones that romantically kind of shaped me because what happened with the Scorpio, I was like, okay, I don't want that anymore.
Got it.
like the sex, I want to take that, but I don't want all the fuckery that deals with that. Like it's Scorpios are definitely they're interesting to deal with. Geminis are interesting. I mean, from just a sex standpoint, Geminis are like, and I'm not speaking like for myself, like from the women that I dealt with, they're like, yeah, they're interesting. But again, they're just like the sex comes with a lot of shit. And it's just like, you try to get in and get out, and it's like they'd be like, no, wait. No, wait. They grab you. So Capricorns are cool. But like like this question would have been easily answered in my 20s. And then in my 30s, it would have been like harder. And now it's like, it's not really about like sex anymore. Like there's other types of stimulations that I've grown to deal with. So it's more like I'd rather yeah, we can have sex. It's cool. But if I can't really have a conversation with you, then I'll be like, okay, like, it's been real.
Mhm.
Your Uber's here.
I can't
Your Uber's here. Like, when did I order it? No, I ordered it for you. You could go. You gotta go. It's just, there's other stimulations. You get older. I think, you get older and that kind of, you're like, okay, you've done that. You've had the types of sex. You've had like the nasty sex, and you've had like the whole for your penis kind of sex, and then you've had like
what?
You've had all different types of sex. It's just like, okay,
there's so much to stimulate.
Yeah,
there's so many options when you're open to stimulating.
I guess. I mean, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. I have a feeling you would know, but I'm not.
It's another podcast episode, or if you want to check an old one up, you can hear Hector and me talk about butt stuff.
Oh yeah,
which clearly I need to have a part 2.
Butt stuff.
There's so much.
Yeah, I had my guy friends like, that really wasn't it for me, and I'm like,
I'm sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool, like,
that's okay.
I mean, it's not, I'm not the foremost expert on butt stuff. I don't even like to do butt stuff. I'm not a fan of it, but I can have a conversation about it. But I'm not a fan of butt stuff at all. Like, that is like, you want to end the night early, just be like, hey, just say anal, and I'm like, I'm going to sleep.
That's not your favorite? Well,
I got a headache.
Not everyone is pro booty, and that's okay.
I had someone like offer it to me like in a sexual manner, and I was like, I'm good. They were like,
yeah,
you don't want it? I was like, not interested. They were like,
and
wow.
How much time did they spend cleaning out their spectacular butthole for you, and you just shattered their dreams? That makes me sad. But you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm not going to shame you.
I was like, I didn't ask for it. I don't know. Like, I didn't,
That's cool.
I didn't ask for it.
Communication is important.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sure you sat on the toilet all day or whatever you had to do.
Whatever you do.
I fasted for 36 hours before this date, and you're not going to fuck my butthole?
Yeah, it was like,
fine, Hector, fine.
Booty left on the table, man.
Booty left on the table. I'm sorry. I didn't, the times that I did do it, it was like homework. It was like, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. I need to finish it. I got to get this A. So
I got to see it through, my boy.
Gotta get this
got
A.
To see it through.
They're like, how was it? I was like, that's cool.
To completion.
When a person tells you, it's cool, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. It was like,
I'm sorry I brought buttholes up. Unless we're gonna do a study on
that's a tip for you guys. When someone says, that's cool. Like, and it could be anything. It could be like, you made food. And they'd be like, so how was it? Like, it was cool. That means, yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't really.
That means
like
you're gonna get a follow-up question. Like, tell me more about what that means. I want it there. Like, you need to tell me what that means, because I can think of 30 million ways, and about 20 of them will make me want to fight you.
It was
so I need you to just say the thing.
It was interesting.
We can talk about it. That's it.
It matched interesting places on my palate. My tongue reacted very interesting.
You talk about groceries. That's cool.
I don't know.
I'm here for that.
I don't know. But anyway, I guess we shifted from
I'm sorry.
horoscopes to butt stuff.
It's connected.
You want to connect everything, Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
You'll connect butt stuff to capitalism if we left it.
Oh, I can do that right now.
It's deeply connected to capitalism.
Absolutely. See?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm down. How is it connected to capitalism? I'm down.
Pick which way. The first thing that came up to me And let's see what everybody else said. Is that because I've been having a lot of conversations around what does it look like to have ease, right? In our businesses, in our lives, or what does it look like to say the scary number when you're talking about like what's the price or what's your rate or those things. And we have a lot of conversations about the somatic ease we get when we're getting a livable wage, the ease we get when we're getting our access needs met. And when I say ease, literally your butthole will relax. You probably will shit better if you had your wellness taken care of, right? But capitalism wants you to have a tight butthole and then wants to sell you things that are supposed to give you butthole health. And it just wraps in this cyclical butthole capitalistic commodification. That's it. I just said a lot of syllables.
I agree. I definitely didn't poop.
I co-sign all of that.
My credit score was low. I didn't poop right. You're right.
See?
Yeah. I poop a lot.
I co-sign that 100%.
I poop right now, but yeah.
Right. I'm sure you got a squatty potty if you got the means for it.
No.
Or like
I don't.
Different butthole health.
No. I just go when I have to. I'm into wipes. The flushable kind.
The flushable kind?
Yeah, I think that's good. But you finish with toilet paper though. Because you gotta make sure the moisture's done.
Oh, you are butthole conscious for
no, because I'm only cave people use just toilet paper. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Using just toilet paper.
People that don't wash their legs.
And since we're going all the way left, fuck it, let's go all the way left. If you got shit on your face, will you just wipe it with tissue? No. I'm gonna answer it for you. No, you would not.
Okay? Where did that come from?
You would not just wipe.
Oh, I get it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We're on the bonus. Right. Because the poop is on your face, and even though you can wipe it off, there's still gonna be some dried up poop on your face. And
or black light.
And the smell too.
And your face is gonna smell like poop.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So why would you just use toilet paper on your butt? No, you use a wipe.
But if you're taking ancient knowledge right now.
Listen,
like, for real. And I mean colonial, but also we could talk about white supremacy, but I don't want to get y'all.
Oh wow, you sound
dirty to me.
But, you sound just like Cindy. That's trying white supremacy. Oh my God.
I'm just saying that using water and not, regular toilet paper is represents, I think, 15% of all the trees cut down.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you could literally just wash your ass like so many people on Earth do.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I want a bidet.
Me too. That's the next thing on my list.
Yeah. I want a bidet. Also, totally. It's evolution.
Capitalism.
I want a bidet though.
Yes.
Because
that's the other way that capitalism has an effect on anal, right? Because there's all these accoutrements around anal sex. So you have to have the means to clean yourself out. And then there's butt plugs and there's lube and there's all these, these extra things that come with butt stuff.
Definitely.
In my experience, my mother's side of the family is from Argentina. It is customary to have a bidet. Right. And in my experience of the US, that's seen as I only seen bidets at people's houses that has money.
Yeah.
Before, right? Now there's a little bit more access and there's Amazon, which is a hit or miss. But they tie things that seem practical everywhere else as something that only elite folks should have. Right. And then they go extra with the accoutrements. You're going to get a bidet. It's going to be hooked up to your toilet. It's going to have hot water and cold water and vibrations and shit. When I just want my ass to not have parasites or fecal matter. Like, that's it. I just want, that's all.
Yeah. But there is a part of me that does want a $3,000 self-heating, programmable Japanese toilet. I can't front.
You deserve it. Lisa, you deserve it.
Treat yourself.
Thank you.
Okay?
Deserve it.
Thank you.
You and your booty hole deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, and honestly speaking, I save, I'll buy a big thing of toilet paper and it lasts so long because, I'm using wipes that are and I buy the biodegradable kind. I could flush them. I don't buy just, because I care about the environment for the most part. And And you know, like the toilet paper, it lasts. It's all about savings.
Yes.
You know, it's all about the savings.
Yes.
Which is, you know, I guess not capitalistic because they don't want you to save. They want you to spend everything and then they live check to check.
That's a whole other layer that we can talk about. In terms
Ladies and gentlemen, we went from horoscopes to poop on your face.
Yes, thanks to you. Thanks to your.
Listen, I had to drop science.
The glory.
Okay, and listen, I've shamed family members. I've shamed, like, I was walking with my wife's sisters one time and we just started talking about it. They try to like shame me. They try to make fun of me about buying wipes. And I said, I let them have it in the street. And I was just like, yeah, you girls are dirty buttholes. Just dirty buttholes. We get to my house, you're not sitting on my couch.
I can't.
Next time, everybody's house had wipes.
See? You set a trend. Like threatening their butthole. That's
right. I was like, you dirty butthole. You get in my house, you sit on it. I'm gonna get you a milk crate. You gonna put a chuck on the couch? I ain't with you. My couch is fabric. Sit on my couch, you just dirty butts.
I can't. So what would be your final thought around astrology? Not buttholes, unless you want to. But what would be something that would be a good take-home message for someone who's listening, whether they're into astrology or not, whether they tie it to capitalism and buttholes or not?
Lisa?
You can simmer with it.
Pass the rock. You thought I was gonna take
No. I would tell people to look at your big three, look at your rising sign and your moon sign and your sun sign. And then for people who are further along than that, I would suggest looking at your Chiron. Mm-hmm. Or where like Black Lilith is, or Black Moon Lilith, or however you say it, where that is in your chart, because that holds the key to some deep healing. But yeah, particularly around like shadow work and stuff like that. So.
Awesome. Carolyn?
Yeah, I'll just say, I think astrology is a really cool tool to explore. I encourage like the deep diving, and I think by just learning how it can like be a mirror to yourself, like you can learn how to like ease that booty hole, like learning about like how you make money, what's going on in your second house, what's going on with your 10th house, your midheaven, like learning
your north node.
Your north node, like all of that can really talk about, and your moon, like how to make the money, what kind of career to have, like where your abundance is, where your Venus is. That's also helpful, like where that is and how to like align with that, so we can stop like trying to fit ourselves into this capitalist bullshit with these tight booty holes, and we can like be what we came here to be, which with all the booty hole freedom. So
booty hole freedom.
Liberation. Emancipate the booty hole.
Okay, swipe right when you see Carolyn on Tinder.
Wait, not all of y'all. Because there's a vetting. There is a vetting.
I mean, they can swipe right.
with the crab knife.
She's not swiping right.
With the crab knife.
She's not swiping right. They swipe right.
Yes.
They should, she'll be like, no. Yeah. No,
they.
Yeah. They. Sorry. They. But yeah. This was awesome. I learned, outside of us veering towards buttholes, I learned a bit. Definitely gonna tune into my app just to see. I won't lie, like the path is really it's like freaky truthful.
Yeah.
Like it said, like I was reading it one day and I was like, oh shit, like damn, this is spot on. And then I was like, okay. And then, I get caught up in a lot of other things. So I'm not like the greatest, I'm not going to say like, this made me, I'm not going to say what, like, I'm not a believer or I am. I'm just, I exist in a space where I can say, you know what, that's dope. And, I can see where there's truth in that, and but whatever floats your boat, tickles your pickle. whatever, you know, eases your anus.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Ain't
a
no
lot
ease.
of pro anus in this conversation. It's interesting. I'm a little stressed right now. So
breathe into that. Breathe into that.
Oh man. So I mean, this was awesome. Cindy, do you have any last words?
I invite folks to take what, you know, works for you and release the rest and find out what time you were born so folks that are down can know what the tea is if you have access to your birth time. And yeah, thank y'all. Thank you for coming and showing your brilliance and also showing the multi-hyphenate-ness that exists when we are into astrology and all the multiple magic that we bring into this space.
Definitely.
Thank y'all.
Do you guys have anything to plug? Website, merch, anything? Now's your time to plug it.
Come up.
Anybody, please. Lisa, come on. Plug your website, please.
Come to the website, Afromajick.com, MAJICK, for tarot readings and coaching. And actually, I have a sexual values, sexual goals freebie on the website right now. If you go to the website or go to my Instagram, the link is in the bio.
I'll link it too to the podcast notes. That's dope.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Carolyn, you plugging anything?
Yeah, so you can find me at Recovery for the Revolution, recoveryfortherevolution.com, or on Instagram or TikTok. And yeah, I do coaching, I do advising, and there will be some workshops coming soon. Maybe I'll grab Cindy Lee, Lisa, talk some more about this and colonizing sexuality. So yeah, stay tuned.
Awesome. Okay.
Yay.
This has been great. Definitely check these wonderful people out. You can check out Cindy Lee Alves, cindyleealves.com. I'm on YouTube, JxS Hek production page. All the podcasts are on. I'm on Instagram. My followers are dwindling a little bit because I'm just not putting out enough content, I guess. I don't know. It's whatever. I didn't do it for Instagram, but I still love the people that still follow me.
That's it. That's it. That's all.
And it's at JxS Hek. You have Lisa, Afromajick. We have Carolyn C. Swipe right on Tinder. We have Cindy Lee Alves, who is not on Tinder.
Not on Tinder.
She's not on Tinder. Not on the menu. At least not this year.
Holler at me in June. That's my new year. Holler at me in June.
That's what I used to say in my 20s. So have a great night. Have a great night. Have a great day. Live your best life. Thank you, Lisa and Carolyn, for stopping by. Cindy, as always, I'll text you later. And have a great one. Peace.
Shimmies.
Shimmies.
Bye.